Yeah, we are live in Malden this morning, taking a look at what's happened in the last 12 months and what's ahead. You know, this town was leveled by the wildfire that tore through this community. One of the most prominent spots that we showed you last year that got destroyed was the post office. This is the post office that was destroyed last year. You can see the bricks still in place where that post office once stood on this corner right when you turn into town. Absolutely devastating to see what happened here. Obviously, it wasn't just businesses, but it was also people's homes and livelihood all destroyed here in Malden. There's still a lot of work ahead here as the community works to rebuild. More than 80% of all of the buildings in Malden and Pine City were destroyed in the fire. This fire was called the Babb Road Fire. It forced nearly 200 Malden and Pine City residents to evacuate. The good news, no one was killed. 223 homes, businesses, barns, and other structures were destroyed. The fire actually started when a tree hit a live power line owned by Avista, and it was all knocked down by high northerly winds that fanned into flames. Now, in July and August of last year, there was a little bit of optimism from fire officials because it was a little bit cooler last July and August, and we didn't see as many fires as we have in years past, and so they were a little bit cautiously optimistic. That's what Hillary Franz told me, the Commissioner of Public Lands. I had the chance to talk to her one-on-one, and she told me what it was like to, be at the helm of Washington's fire response last year and through this year as wildfires continue. She tells me that last year in Malden, there were only 8 volunteer firefighters in the community, and 5 of them were already responding to other fires burning in the state because it was getting so bad on Labor Day. Now, Fran says she will never forget what she saw while touring Malden not long after the fire.
That tragedy is one that will live with me and is frankly it's what the warning we've been trying to tell the rest of the state for a very long time, that we have communities that are sitting with very, very high wildfire risks with limited resources in the air and limited resources on the ground.
Wildfires are something that no one ever expects to reach their front doorstep, but that is the case for many Washingtonians. France tells me right now there are 2 million homes in the state that are considered in wildfire risk. And after touring the town of Malden, she looked to her team and said that she can do better, they can do better as a team for the people of Malden and the entire state. So in the last year, Franz worked to get the town a brand new fire truck, speed up FEMA response and funding to the local fire department.
Malden, we remember you. We are going to keep on remembering you. We're going to do everything to help you rebuild and stay safe in the years to come. And we're going to make sure that we're doing everything possible to prevent no more Maldens in the state of Washington.
So in April of this year, the state unanimously passed a bill to create a dedicated fund to prevent and fight wildfires in Washington. House Bill 1168 provides $125 million every 2 years to boost wildfire response, speed up forest restoration, and support community resilience. So France tells me that this year it's even been worse. In fact, she described this year's wildfire season as horrific. She tells me that already in 2021, 640,000 acres have burned and already 1,700 wildfires have sparked this year. 90% of them are human caused, and she says they are preventable. And, again, as she said, she doesn't want there to be another Malden. Don't want to make Malden a verb, but yeah, that's the way she described it. We never want to see a community destroyed like this town was, especially when you think about how much Malden had to deal with in trying to get and secure FEMA funding. 5 months after the fire destroyed Malden and Pine City, FEMA finally approved Washington Governor Jay Inslee's request for public assistance in Whitman County, along with 9 other counties and 2 tribes. However, a few days later, the request was canceled. FEMA said the Babb Road Fire impact was not severe enough to warrant individual assistance. They also said individual assistance is only made available when the damage is so severe and widespread that the state and local agencies cannot meet residents' needs. But now, with the Malden Act, FEMA is required to work with local emergency managers to develop a recovery team. Plus, if aid is denied, FEMA will make disaster caseworkers available to help communities find assistance. So on Monday, the community gathered here in Malden and celebrated and remembered all that they have accomplished in rebuilding the town over the last 12 months. Malden Mayor Dan Harwood expressed his relief no one was injured during the fire.
It was a devastating time, but there was no loss of life, which is a miracle. Now is your time to tell others your story, and we will listen.
Since the Babb Road Fire, Malden received 2 donated fire trucks, and so far 7 homes have been rebuilt. The Pine Creek Community Restoration Group says work on additional homes is expected to pick up this fall.